comes from the Last Supper discourse in the Gospel of John. After Jesus washes the feet of his disciples, he goes into this long talk with them as he's preparing them for what's going to happen next. His betrayal, and he's been handed over to the authorities to suffer, die, and rise from the dead. And although we're not at that time in the church, cycle year now, we're obviously past Easter, yet the church tells us or reminds us of these words, also to prepare us and to remind us as we come close next Sunday to celebrate the ascension of Jesus. Again, it's Sunday, not Thursday. It's next Sunday, the ascension. What the Holy Spirit trying to remind us is that after Jesus ascended to heaven, now, Jesus did not abandon us. He did not leave us orphans like he did what the disciples thought when he died on the cross. That Jesus left us three gifts because his promise from the beginning that he will be with us for all time. The name given to him, Emmanuel, means God is with us. We're not abandoned. Our God is not an absentee God who did his work and now he's in heaven and he leaves us on our own. He's a God who wants to be in a personal relationship with us. A God who walks with us day after day. A God who doesn't abandon us, but leaves us with these three most important gifts that will help us persevere till we receive the greatest and final gift, the gift of eternal life. What are those gifts? His Word, the Holy Spirit, and peace. If you love me, you keep my word. The love that Jesus talks about is an action of the will, a decision we make to keep his words. Let me remind you of some of his words from the Gospel of John. I am the light of the world. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the gate for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I am the true vine. I am the bread of life. I am the resurrection and life. All of these statements are identity statements that the response from whoever hears them is faith, is to believe that what Jesus is saying is true, that these things that he's proclaiming for himself or claiming for himself is truly who he is. Jesus offered some proof. He worked miracles. But really to believe in these statements that he said, it takes faith on our part. Because God does not force his Son on us. He does not force himself on us. He gave us a free will to choose. The reason Jesus says, if you love me, you keep my words, because the purpose or the reason for our obedience to Christ is our love for him. Because we believe who he is, we trust who he is, we trust him because we say he's our Lord and our God. That's why we obey. We don't obey because we are God's slaves and we have to obey. We obey out of his free will, that we choose to obey because we're in love with this God who fell in love with us and died for us on the cross. That's the obedience that Jesus expects from us. And we have to give it freely if we truly love him. Some of his words from the Gospel of John. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that anyone who believes in him might not perish, but might have eternal life. At the Last Supper, as he washed the feet of his disciples, if I, therefore, master and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash one another's feet. That Sunday, as I have loved you, so you also should love one another. After his resurrection, as the Father has sent me, so I send you. To the woman caught in adultery, go from now on and do not sin anymore. For his disciples after the resurrection, receive the Holy Spirit. Whoever sins you forgive are forgiven them, and whose sins you retain are retained. His last words to Peter, do you love me? Feed my sheep. I think it's very easy for us when we just look at the words of Jesus condensed in what I shared with you. Jesus basically calling us to be a community of love. People who are willing to obey love, to love others as he loved us. It's as simple as that. To Jesus, that's the one theme that he has. That's the one concept. That's the one rule. Love as I love you. Jesus gives us forgiveness. That's why he emphasizes forgiveness. The only way that this community, us, which we are not perfect, which we know we cannot love always as Jesus loved us, the only way we can remain within this community is through forgiveness. To ask God's forgiveness and to forgive one another. Something we Catholics practice in the sacrament of reconciliation. Something that's been in the church from the time of Jesus, when he forgave Peter his betrayal. And yet today, this fundamental foundation of our faith is being challenged in our state assembly. SB 360. After the bill was amended from removing completely the seal of confession, in other words, wherever someone tells the priest in the confessional, the priest has to report it if it's criminal. It has been amended that only the priest has to report if another priest confesses to him an abuse, that he abused a child. Or if anyone in his staff confesses that to him, then the priest has to report that to authorities. The reason given to it is we need to protect our children. And that's a good cause. But yet, nobody handed in one single evidence that the reason children are abused by priests is because of the seal of confession. Not a single fact or study or research shows that there is any connection. And yet, if the purpose is to protect our children, why this bill doesn't apply to the privilege between lawyers and their clients? Why are then lawyers obligated to report if their client tells them he or she abused a child? Why is it applying to journalists who have the right to protect their sources? Is it truly about safeguarding the children, protecting the children? The church has proved that it has done more than any other organization to make sure that our sins of the past are not committed again. And yet it seems only the Catholic Church is being targeted by attacking one of our most fundamental rights, how we practice our faith. Today, it's abusing of children. What's going to be next? What happened to separation of state and church? Yes, it's a very serious and important goal to protect our children. But there is no way that shows, nothing that shows that there is a connection. It seems what we're not trying to protect is our freedom to live and practice our faith. If you believe the words of Jesus, and you love him, and you want to keep his words, contact your state senator and tell them that to oppose this bill. It has nothing to do with protecting children. It has to do with the freedom to practice our faith. The seal of confession was not made up 10 years ago because of the crisis. The seal of confession has been in place for 2,000 years. If you love me, you keep my word. The Holy Spirit. Why did Jesus send us the Holy Spirit? Well, he tells us to teach us and remind us of his word. As we've seen from that first reading, within 10 years there was a dissension among the church. How fit the words of Jesus? Should the Greeks, the pagans, the Gentiles become Jews first before they can become Christians? And it's interesting in that first reading, after the church meets in the first council, when Paul went back to Jerusalem to meet with Peter, James, and John, their decision states it is the decision of the Holy Spirit and ours. They kept the words of Jesus because they loved him. They believed that the Holy Spirit helped them to make that decision as a community. It was not only their decision, but it was the Holy Spirit. And that's 10 years after Jesus went to heaven. We need the Holy Spirit to help us out in different times, in different situations, in different places. How can we live the words of Jesus? Jesus did not leave us a manual. Well, if this happens, then that's how you show your love. The church, we're people, we're a living organism, we're growing, things change, things move. And we need to be able to fulfill that command in whatever place or time we are at. That's why we need the Holy Spirit. That's why the Holy Spirit, to help us remember the words of Jesus, led the evangelists to write down his words. That's why every Sunday, every Mass, we remember his words. His commandment is simple. If you love me, you keep my words. Do we know the words of Jesus? Do we update ourselves, refresh our memory of the words of Jesus? Do we read his words before we're making important decisions in our lives? Do we seek the guidance of the Holy Spirit? He gave us the Holy Spirit so we won't be left alone. So we want not to be confused about what decisions to make or what direction to take. The Holy Spirit is there to guide us if we ask him, if we approach him. Finally, the last gift is the gift of peace. And I think we look around us in the world, we look around us in our own families, in our workplaces, in our schools, and say, what peace? There is no peace. Everybody seems to be at the throat of everyone else. The peace that Jesus talks about is not about the lack of conflict. He sure had a lot of conflict in his time from everyone. The peace that Jesus talks about is the peace that comes from that love, from that personal relationship with Christ. That no matter what the storms of life around me, how much strong are they, how strong are they raging, if I am keeping the words of Jesus, I will feel his peace in my heart. Because I know I'm on his side. I know in the end the victory will be mine. I know that one day I will share in his victory over sin and death and live with him for all eternity in heaven. That's the peace that Jesus talks about. The peace that comes from that loving relationship. When he appeared to his disciples for the first time, his first words were, "Peace be with you." Why? Because he forgave them their betrayal, their abandonment. Without that peace, without that gift of forgiveness that Jesus obtained for us with his life, we will find no peace. It's in the midst of conflict that I know from my own experiences, I feel that peace inside of me. Because I know that's what God wants me to do at this moment. I know the Holy Spirit is acting in my life. And yet I don't understand how things are going to go. I don't like the way things are going. I'm afraid. But if I trust Jesus, if I love Him, I know in the end it will be okay. It's not the peace that the world gives you that I give you. It's that eternal peace that only comes from God. So just like with me, Jesus asks us a simple question. Do you love me?